Hi, everyone. Today has to be one of the most important conversations that we're going to have today on mindful Zen habits because it's called Be the Change. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you wish others could change? And without even realizing, the only way that we would ever impact their way of living is by being that change ourselves. What are we not changing in our lives that if we actually did it, it would have a greater impact on other people? It's like as if indirectly the energy that is emanated from us is you can't change because you can't change certain things in your life. Yet we expect others to change. But by changing ourselves, it's like there's a different type of energy that comes out of us where the person just feels it is possible to change. Because why? You are in integrity. So there's things that you can't notice about yourself that others could notice. They could actually feel it, even if we don't know how to put our finger on it. There's something that's just there that's, you could say, magical in a way that is very real. Like someone trying to talk a lot about, their accomplishments in life, and someone where you could feel they've accomplished a lot in life without even talking. So yes, once again, especially for parents out there or anyone that has a leadership role, people will always do as you do, not as you say. I like here they're mentioning start seeing people as your mirrors. The things you don't like about them are often the things that you don't like about yourself. They actually show you what you need to work on yourself. As a personal trainer, I realized that that was very true. There were things in my life I was not facing, but I felt like a super expert at getting people to do exactly what I did that I know that worked. But without relating to what doesn't work in my life, I was not able to really genuinely connect to them in a more powerful way. When you understand that you can't change others, they're the only ones that could change themselves. How are you helping this process by challenging that yourself in certain aspects of your life? How can you be a better example? And why is changing so difficult? Like, do you know the stats are that 44% of doctors are overweight? Despite knowing all this knowledge about what they're supposed to do, they're still not doing it. So, knowledge is not enough. If you don't take action, the knowledge is useless. It needs to find a place to grow in your life every day, not when you have time. You make time for this. I mean, you can memorize all the cookbooks in the world, but unless you actually put into practice, that information is useless. And you get good at what you practice. So if you practice knowing stuff and not applying it, you're gonna become an expert at knowing stuff and never getting into action with it. So we got to pay attention to what type of behaviors we're nurturing and how this becomes a character trait in us. Another reason it's difficult is when we realize the cost it takes. So unless you're learning to put more meaning into why this is important for me and who I want to be like, or what I want to be doing 5 years from now, and I get to practice on this right now, unless there's something relevant to you in it, it's always going to feel like something you don't want to do. And what you get to do in reality, which is amazing, you're only seeing it as an extra burden in your day, like time you could do something else with. But in reality, this is what you really want to be doing because you've attached it to something meaningful. So there's always a price for what you really want, but we are paying the price right now for what we don't want. Sometimes it's something subconsciously that's stopping you. And that's why meditation is amazing. It does tell you you're ready to see a different perspective that you haven't addressed yet. So be patient. Change takes time, but it's certainly worth it.